Okay, well, let's begin. So welcome to the workshop on advances in distributed acoustic sensing. And this workshop is part of AGU and sponsored by the DAS Research Coordination Network. So my name is Bob Woodward. I'm the president of IRIS, the Incorporated Research Institutions for Seismology. And I'll just do some introductions here to get us started. So first, I'd just like to say welcome to everyone and good afternoon or good morning or good evening, depending on the time zone that you're in. Welcome to the first day of AGU, the first official day of AGU, and I think we're one of the very first pre-meeting workshops that's being held. We're very happy to see so many registrants for this workshop. We are the group putting on this workshop. We are part of a DAS Research Coordination Network, which is an activity funded by the National Science Foundation. And we're really creating a community of practice. The Research Coordination Network Award is led by Herb Wang, the PI at University of Wisconsin, and Scott Tyler, a co-PI at the University of Nevada, Reno, and myself at IRIS. The Research Coordination Network is hosting a variety of events such as this workshop, other workshops, training courses, webinars. We have field courses planned, data short courses planned, and we have a variety of working groups on a variety of different sub areas within the larger distributed acoustic sensing topic. And Herb Wang will say more at the end of the program today about the Research Coordination Network. But at the minimum, let me just right now put in a plug for, if you do nothing else, joining the RCN's mailing list. We have a web page that you can visit. We'll post the link, and well, there it is, right there in the chat. Thank you. You can go to that web page and sign up for the mailing list. You can learn more about the RCN. And again, Herb will come on at the end of the day today and give you more information about it. So we have an excellent program today. We will begin with a primer on distributed acoustic sensing. And yep, thank you, by Eileen Martin. And then we have a number of talks on exciting and late-breaking science results associated with distributed sensing. And then we'll have a break. And then we have industry perspectives on the technology and capability behind distributed sensing. And then we'll wrap up another break, and then we'll wrap up with talks on user experiences, which, given this is a relatively new technology and a new area for many of us, that should be quite interesting as well. So I'm certainly looking forward to the program. I hope you are too. I think it'll be a very interesting afternoon. I'm going to, in a minute, I'll turn this over to Scott to really get things rolling. But let me just cover a few Zoom pointers. We have a lot of people here. Of course, I wish we were all in person in San Francisco. It would make it, the breaks would be great. We'd be introducing ourselves to each other. I see a lot of names on here, people that I certainly don't know. So it would be fun to, if we were in person. However, given that we're on Zoom, just ask you to keep your microphones on mute so we don't get any stray noise. And please use the chat function. Feel free to use that. You can ask questions there. For each of the sessions, there's a person moderating the session, but there's also some people in the background who are moderating the questions and will assist with that. So we should be able to have a pretty lively chat interface for the meeting. Yeah, so other than that, I think I will go ahead and turn this over to Scott Tyler, who's with the University of Nevada, Reno. Scott is the driving force behind this workshop. He is the primary engine that made this happen and pulled this together, and the rest of us that were helping as we could. We're just trying to keep up with him. So Scott, I'll turn it over to you to get the program rolling officially.
All right, thank you very much, Bob. And let me first welcome all of you as well, and thanks to Bob, and dispute what Bob just said about me running all of this. This workshop is a collective effort with some wonderful people: Casey Adderall, Rachel Hatch, Herb, Wang, Bob, and I think those are the big team members at this point who put this together. So thanks to all of you. I want to thank very much our participants. I know it's been a little challenging at times. We're in the world of Zoom and in the world of virtual meetings. I appreciate all of your patience and your willingness to participate in this. And I think it's going to be a great afternoon, evening, morning for all of us. Just a couple of things that this is going to be a little different than a normal, obviously, workshop. As Bob said, we're not going to get to see all of you, but we did try to learn some lessons from the wonderful workshop that Eileen Martin and Nate Lindsay put on this summer on DAS over 3 days, learning some things about what people asked for after that, things that they weren't able to cover just in the time. So you're going to hear from our industry folks to talk a little more about their equipment. You're going to hear a little bit of lessons learned from folks who've been out in the field doing this, and we're hoping it'll be a valuable experience, as well as an introduction to distributed acoustic sensing. So let's see, let me check my notes. Again, we are recording this workshop, so your notes on the side will be recorded. A couple of our presenters requested that they not be recorded. We will cut them out, and presenters, if you change your mind or if you have any information, let us know in the chat box as we're going through. We didn't clear that with everybody. I do want to recognize the sponsors and the support for this. Again, Bob mentioned this. The Research Coordinating Network is supported by the National Science Foundation in the US, and that RCN is led by the University of Wisconsin, Madison, Herb Wang, and with collaborations from Bob Woodward and Incorporated Research Institutions for Seismology, IRIS, and the Centers for Transformative Environmental Monitoring Programs, our group, CTEMPs. And I also want to give a shout out to the American Geophysical Union. A couple of those folks are on here. It's been, for them, the next 2 weeks is, well, I could use some words as to what it's going to be like for them. It's a really challenging meeting, 20,000 people trying to all be online at the same time. And I really do want to shout out in particular to Jim Colleton, who's not on the call with us today, but he's been in the background making this work for us, and so getting all of you involved. So thank you very much to AGU and the folks who are on as well today. All right, so let us, our first, Casey, can you just hit the next button, I think? Next slide for me. There. So the first thing we're going to do is walk through a primer on distributed acoustic sensing. And this is put together by Eileen Martin at Virginia Tech and Nate Lindsay, who was at Stanford. I can't exactly remember where he is at this very moment, but he'll put it in the chat box for us. And they did a real great community service a year or two ago. I put together a 30-minute video on DAS and how it really works, and it's really great. So we're going to show that to start with. Eileen is on with us. She will be answering questions, so please type your questions if you have them in the chat box. She will be monitoring them and hopefully answering as we go along, and then we'll hopefully have a few minutes for questions at the end. Okay, so with that, I see lots of folks coming in on questions, and Nate Lindsay is now at FiberSense. Thank you, Nate. My apologies for